All right, well, next project up, new electrical. There is the fuse box for the 63 Serro Scotty. It is one glass fuse, and I think that's a 10 amp fuse. So not too much up to modern standards, but the only thing this old camper had in it, it's got one light with a plug on it, and it's got a little power strip right over there, which somebody added years later. It's not original to this thing. And the refrigerator. And fridge does still work in this thing. It needs to be clean. It is not very clean right now, but we'll clean her up before we actually use it. But it does actually still work good. So I'm going to upgrade this thing to a modern breaker box and put a couple extra outlets in here. I'm going to bring it up to a 30 amp service. And she'll be good to go then. Then we could run some other stuff in here because, you know, in the 60s, you really didn't have much. You might have had a lamp or maybe a fan or something like that. But we're going to have an air conditioner in here, so we're going to have some more power. So, yep, let's get at it. Well, there we go. We got the fuse box out. There's just one. That's to the outside plug, which I am not sure if I'm going to replace the outside plug. It is a three-prong plug, so that'll be fine for the new system. I'll be able to have hot, neutral, or ground, and so that'll still be okay. And that plug does still work okay. It's the original, but it's just okay. But all of the electrical has been removed. All of the electrical, there it is. That's all the wiring that was in this thing. A couple of little short pieces and light fixture. We're going to reuse this light fixture because it is original to the camper and we just like it. I'm going to clean it up some before we put it back in, but I'll rewire that. We're going to update new power and definitely a new box. So let's get at it. Well, one of the first things I got planned for the electrical, of course, is the new box. The fridge originally, here's the power cord for the fridge, and it actually plugged in to this power strip that was up here on the wall. And it was just ugly, this wire up there all the time. And I don't know, I guess that's just the best way they could do it at the time. So what I'm going to do is, probably make a big mistake, I'm going to drill a hole right down in the corner down here. And I'm going to run a wire down and into the back here so I can put an outlet in and plug the fridge in back to behind the back. So you won't see any of those wires anymore. So let's see how bad I can hopefully not screw this up. Well, I didn't screw it up too bad. I got the hole drilled, and now I just got to be able to fish a piece of wire from there down to back there, which hopefully it won't be too bad. So let's see what I can do here. There we go. Got the wire run through there, all the way down to there, and using my homemade electrician's fish stick, a wire hanger, but it got it. So got that down there. So now I just got to figure out my placement of my plug down here and get her hooked up, and I'll have at least this part done then. So let's see what I can do. All right, there's where that one's going to go. Actually, this is where the sink actually goes, but that'll be back below, out of the way of the sink. This was a hidden outlet back here. It's for the fridge only. So, you know, it'll be back out of the way. Can't see it. It'll just be able to be plugged in there. So I think that is a pretty good placement for it. So I'm going to wire that one on up and get on to the next one. All right, one outlet down. It's even plugged in. Too bad it doesn't go anywhere. But yeah, that'll be perfect. Now we won't have that wire sticking out the side over here anymore. I don't know what I'll do about that hole yet, but there we go. Fridge has got its own place to be plugged in. That'll be perfect. I wanted it right there. That way I can still take this drawer out if I need to. And I can reach in there because we'll have the sink. Well, I'd have to go in underneath down here. But yeah, I can still get back to that plug now. So I think that'll work. So, alrighty, next one. I'm going to put a plug somewhere over here. I haven't decided exactly where. Because the main bed is back here. And, well, it's a modern thing now. So, you got to have a place to plug in a cell phone. So, I want to be able to plug in a cell phone or a lamp or a fan or something like that over here on this side. So I want to have a plug. So I'm going to have to run a wire, you know, all under there from back over here. And, but yeah, she's coming along. Sitting here doing calculations. I've been trying to figure out what I need to do about running wiring over here and to run everything in here, and trying to figure out amp usage and all that, which is a pain in the butt. But yeah, apparently this fridge only uses 7 to 10 amps total during compressor use. Even being an old one like that, it probably won't use more than that. Looked up, or no, yeah, this one uses 5 to 7 actually. Looked up portable AC unit, which is what we'll be using to cool this thing, and they use about 7 to 10 amps. So we're still in the range of about under 20 amps right there. And then with other things we'll be putting in here, a fan, a couple of lights, you know, we'll have the light up under here. We might have a lamp over here. And then if we have our cell phones plugged in, which draw nothing, I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to run in succession from there over to here, not run a separate line. I'm only going to need one 30 amp breaker in this thing. I think that'll be plenty. The little box I found actually has space for 2 breakers. So if it becomes an issue later, I can always add a breaker and split them up. But I think that'll be my best bet right now. And because heck, it's not going to draw enough power to kick a breaker. So yeah, that's my plans anyway. We'll see how that works out in the end. Well, I rewired that a little bit. I ran the wire in succession out of this outlet, and it's going to come down there. I have to attach it up in there. And it comes over and it comes into here. And there's a little floor that goes in there. It's just a little storage cabinet here. And I'll have to talk with the wife and see exactly where she wants the outlet. We may put it out here. I might put it on the back side of there by the bed. I don't know yet, but I've got the wire run for that now. And it won't take me long to put the outlet in. So I think that'll work. And then next, I'm going to put an outlet, I don't know, up here somewhere also in the cabinet, I think. And so that we could run maybe a power strip or something off of it to run a coffee maker or something like that. So I'll figure out where I'm going to put this one next. Electrical, I'm getting down here. I finally got the outlet on this wall here. This is just come into the door. And then this is the main bed back here in the back. So I got an outlet right there. So we'll be able to plug in a fan or a light or our cell phones or whatever. And then also under the bed, right down there, it's kind of hard to see, but it's right inside the outside little storage door. I put another outlet. I didn't want to put an outdoor outlet on the camper just because of the looks, but we'll be able to open that door and just run an extension cord out or something like that. And still got to get my box, my breaker box. And I got one more outlet to cut. I got to cut this hole over here. I'm going to put an outlet. So this is where the table is over here. And it's also a second bed. But I'm going to put an outlet on the back wall right over here. So let's get to work there. Alrighty. I got that outlet put in. That wasn't too bad to do. And that don't look too bad. Once it's painted around and stuff, it'll look just good. It's all wired back in there. All the electrical is run now. I got my outlet over here, hidden outlet back in there. Just got to wait on the box to show up. So hopefully it'll be here soon and I can finish it up. Well, now that the electrical's done, the next part comes getting ready for paint and then painting. But I got to hit these walls with a little bit of good old 60 grit. We're going to rough it up, try to get some of this flaking paint off of here, and make sure it'll be okay for when I put the new paint on it. So I'm going to get to work, see how I can do on her here. Well, I didn't video any of that because sanding is just loud and dusty. So, but sanded all the walls. They don't look too bad. Hit them with some heavy duty 60 grit. Everything seems to be okay. And you're ready to put on some paint. We're going to start out with just a base coat of white. And go from there. We don't know our exact color scheme yet. We're thinking some teal blue accents and maybe some pink accents also, just to go along with the theme of everything. So let's see what we can do here with the paint. Let the messy part begin. Here comes the paint. Well, I can see already this is going to take a while, because this is going to take more than one coat to cover this stuff, but it's just soaking up the paint. But I'm going to get it all edged out here, and then I'll get the roller, and that'll make it go a little bit faster. But yeah, it'll look good when it's done. Well, getting some more painted. Getting that edged out around here, and it is definitely going to take 2 coats. But yeah, I got to go get a roller so I can hit some bigger stuff now. Well, there's as much of one coat as I'm going to get for today, because my back is killing me. This thing is not quite tall enough for me to stand up in, but I got most of the stuff painted a coat. I got to get underneath there, and I got little spots I got to hit yet with the brush, but most of one coat. So we'll let it dry, and I'll come where I can sit down and hit some of these other spots. But it's already brightened it up quite a bit. I think it's going to look really good when it's done. Alrighty, got the electrical pretty well done. Got the new box in. Had to put a junction box in. That's actually where the outside plug attaches coming in. And then put in a 30 amp box. I got 2 15 amp breakers, which will be more than enough power for this thing. I have 1 wire left to hook up. That's for light fixture that's going to go under the cabinet here eventually, but that'll come later. But yeah, I got my outlet there and over here, and we got power on. So woohoo! We're coming up a little bit more into the new age. So stick around, you can see more of it. All right, well, I have most of the painting pretty well done. I mean, we've got a little bit of stuff I got to just touch up, but for the most part, painting is pretty good. So I am starting on the floor today. I've got some new laminate flooring that I'm putting down, waterproof laminate, but I got to take all this trim out. I've already started took a couple of pieces off. I got to take all that off because I'm replacing inside the door here, under the bed there, the middle, and over here. So nice new gray laminate I'm putting down. So I'm gonna get to work. All right, well, I have most of the painting pretty well done. I mean, we've got a little bit of stuff I got to just touch up, but for the most part, painting is pretty good. So I am starting on the floor today. I've got some new laminate flooring that I'm putting down, waterproof laminate, but I got to take all this trim out. I've already started took a couple of pieces off. I got to take all that off because I'm replacing inside the door here, under the bed there, the middle, and over here. So nice new gray laminate I'm putting down. So I'm gonna get to work. All right, all the old framework's out of there. This floor's a mess. I'm gonna vacuum that out. Maybe see about fitting a couple of pieces in here. All right, there's what the new floor is gonna look like. It's waterproof, just snap and lock laminate. And it's really great to have a surplus building store near us. They buy up lots of stuff that there's only a little bit left. I ended up getting 9 boxes of this stuff, which was normally like $120 a box, and I got it for $10 a box. So can't beat that. You know, if there's something you're not real specific about what you got to have, that's the way to go. But I got to cut these down. I'm gonna start trimming them up and see if I can't get this bottom piece of floor laid here. Well, there's the main center section. That looks pretty good. So I'm still gonna do the sides and all this. I got a whole lot more to do. I'm gonna work on the doorway next, but yep, I think it's looking good. All right, she is coming along. The entryway looks good. Floor over there. I'm gonna start over there in just a couple minutes, but yeah, that's gonna look really good when it's done. So I'm gonna get back at it again. Well, that looks pretty good. I'm still gonna put the trim up. There's trim that goes in all the corners and along the edges and everything else, but I like that gray. It does look good in here. Oh, next thing is to finish up the trim paint, and then we can start putting stuff back together. I got to put the new countertop back on and the sink and that stuff. But she's coming together. So yeah, stick around. You can see what else we do to this thing. Well, finishing up the painting. Paint looks really good in here. I'm just going to leave it white for now. And I've been working on some trim stuff. We decided to paint the trim around the windows. It's teal blue. That's the same as the outside. I got the trim around the floor down here. Got the floor all installed. It looks great compared to the old one. Needs to be cleaned up a little bit. But yeah, getting the trim all set for that. And yeah, she's coming together. Yeah, she's coming along. That counter's done. I'm gonna get that counter put in today. I am repainting the door on the fridge. It's gonna be like a pink color to go along with the theme of the rest of the camper. Got the light wired up. It's working now. Put this table in so I can get some. There's a footing that has to go down in here in the floor that catches that so that the leg doesn't move around. So got the placement, and I'm repainting that footing. We're gonna redo the table eventually, but for now I'm gonna leave it the original, just whatever that is for mica top. It will be wood like that eventually, just whenever I get around to it. But yeah, she's coming along. Alrighty, we're getting down to the last little bit. I threw in the cushions and a couple of pillows. I got the curtains up, and got the sink put in over there, and it's looking really good. I got a couple of pieces of trim to put down yet, and a couple of other little things that I need to work on, but man, it's looking good. I like the way it's turning out. When your wife wants to go all in with the pink flamingo. Oh, geez. Alrighty, hopefully that'll work. Okay, cut. There we go. That one came out perfect. Yeah, that one's perfect.
I love them. I love them. I knew you'd figure it out.
I gotta let that one sit and cool longer.
Okay.